Alright guys, Fukai here and welcome back to the brand new video. On today's video, Kaiju number 8, the game will be the topic. The game is launching tomorrow on both mobile and PC and I'm super hyped. So Kaiju number 8, the game, pre-download is now available. It starts today. Pre-download today so you can play the game right when it launches on 31st of August, which is tomorrow. So click on the link. For me, I'm on PC right now and it's showing me Steam. I cannot still pre-download the game on Steam, by the way, but if you're on mobile, click this link and you can already pre-download the game, download data, and be ready for the launch. On this video as well, I will show you an exclusive gameplay and as well the summoning animation. So we have a lot of things to go through, so hopefully you're gonna enjoy this video. A massive shout out to Kaku. I'll put his Twitter and YouTube channel in my description below and pinned comment. He shared with me all the information that I will show you right now, so massive shout out to Kaku. Okay, first of all, let me start with this article. Keep in mind this article is translated from Japanese to English. We're going to be more focused on the actual in-game gameplay images, but as well we're going to go through some text. Okay, so this is some maybe even part of summoning animation, but I believe this is a cutscene. You will see summoning animation is looking absolutely fantastic. More cutscenes from the story itself. So we're gonna go through that a little bit faster. The monsters, Isao right here, and more cutscenes related to the story. Now, this is the part where I wanna be more focused on because it explains a lot about the gameplay and how everything works, especially the battle system. Destroy the exposed core. The battle system is incredibly faithful to the original. The concept of Kaiju number 8, the game, is said to be a giant killing RPG, again translations, in which you will deliver a reversal blow to a giant monster. The system is familiar, and it's basically a command selection RPG in which you form a party of 4 characters from your collection and fight. There are 3 types of commands: normal attacks, combat skills, and special moves, each with different powers and characteristics depending on the character you have, and as well, I believe, weapon. The bottom of the screen shows the order of actions, and the bottom right shows the icon for normal attack and the combat skill. And then when you get your energy bar or whatever it's going to be called to the fullest, then you can use also the ultimate. SP is required to use combat skills, and SP is accumulated by performing normal attacks. So pretty straightforward, right? Within simple setting, there is a unique system that is characteristic of Kaiju number 8, nuclear exposure. This is an element that greatly weakens a monster by attacking it according to its resistance. That's really important information. Not only does it significantly reduce its durability, but also temporarily stop the monster's action, providing an opportunity to go on the offensive all at once. This is something that I call break state. Okay, we're gonna see how precisely it's gonna work in this game, but when you do that nuclear exposure according to resistance of the enemy, you literally stop the enemy and you can do massive damage afterwards, as you can see right here. The nuke is clearly displayed in the graphics. I really like the small changes in the graphics right here. Okay, as you can see, nice. So what exactly are attacks based on resistance? Kaiju number 8, the game, has the concept of attributes, and a certain number of attacks with an effective attribute will expose the monster's core. It's a little unusual that is determined by the number of attacks rather than by depleting a special gauge, which deals a certain amount of damage. Yeah, usually that gauge that opponent have, to break it, we need to do a certain amount of damage. But in this game, based on this tax currently, it is determined by the number of attacks. So it's a little bit different. Number of attacks will be more important than the actual damage output to reach that state, at least for that, right? Still, when you're going to do bigger damage, you will deplete its HP, for sure. Attributes are determined by attack style, slash, strike, shoot, and there are 8 types: fire, ice, wind, lighting, and water. When forming a team, you need to select the members with the appropriate attributes based on the enemy's resistances. Attributes are linked to attack actions, not the characters themselves, and there are even members who normal attack is shoot, but their combat skill is slash. Okay? So yeah, someone is shooting, someone is slashing. For example, Gem, who wields a giant bayonet, has a normal attack that involves shooting and a skill attack that involves shooting and slashing at the same time. Some resistances can be reduced by any attack, as you can see right here. In some cases, any physical attribute such as slashing, striking, or shooting, or a special attribute such as fire, ice, wind, lighting, or water will do. So pretty much the boss will show you what type of resistances he have and what you can use to your own advantage. Related to this part, a certain number of attacks with an effective attribute will expose the monster's core. It is determined by the number of attacks rather than by depleting a special gauge. We're gonna see precisely when we're gonna play how precisely this is gonna work, okay? But like I already said, based on this text, we're gonna do certain number of attacks to reach that point, right? Not so much relate to the damage. What I personally found exciting was when the nuke is exposed, other characters immediately launch a chasing attack on the enemy. When forming a party, the first and second characters and the third and fourth characters to the right become buddies, and when the nuke is exposed by an attack, they launch a special chasing attack, so they attack together. I love how the relationships between the characters are visible, which is very Kaiju number 8 like. Okay, and here you have more images of the attacks. Isao's pursuit motion is set against the backdrop of Kaiju number 2, the model for the weapon he wields. This sense of fighting together with the monsters is also characteristic to Kaiju number 8. Special bodies, for example, if you pair characters with a deep relationship, such as Mina and Kafka, they will say special lines during the pursuit, which is a delight for fans. Wow, that's really nice. Of course, even if you pair characters with little connection, the pursuit will still be activated without any problems, so there is no problem with pairing them according to your preferences and the battle style. This is a huge deal because this will give us the freedom to use any type of combination of characters depending on the stage we are fighting against. So this will give us the freedom of strategy, and that is something that I appreciate very much. Again, you have here now more images. Do I need to explain? I believe no. And this pursuit isn't just cool. It also plays a major role in the activation of the third attack, the special move, which we haven't explained yet. A gauge is required to activate a special move, and while that gauge generally fills with the normal attacks or combat skill, the pursuit also fills the gauge. In other words, using pursuits effectively will effectively fill the the special move gauge. Weakening the enemy with appropriate attacks, your body's pursuit will allow you to launch a special move. In other words, this game offers a very Kaiju number 8 combat experience where you analyze the monster, expose its core, and then work together with your allies to defeat it with a spectacular move. While the scenario incorporates many original elements, the combat feels authentically to Kaiju number 8. That's the impression I got while playing. Nice. And here we have, guys, the special move right here from Jen. Right here, we already saw it. a quick start followed by gunshot and slash, a typical Narumi special move. We have here as well from Kikoru, the ultimate animation. Takes a powerful step, slashes with great axe, and strikes a decisive pose. Then as well, we have here A.G. He has like all arsenal with him, a full burst with a powered suit. When I was reading the original work, I never imagined that A.G. would look this cool. By the way, once you finish the tutorial, chapter at the very beginning of the original main story, you can start reading from any previously released story. Since you don't have to read through the story in order, you can start enjoying the scenes where your favorite characters play an active role. The strength of the enemies changes depending on your playing situation, so there is no problem even if you jump straight into the later chapters. This is also a great feature for those who want to promote the characters and get more. The strength of the enemies is determined by the player's special rank. This generally increases depending on how far along the story you've been. So players who play through the game in order will be able to enjoy more challenging battles as they progress through the game. So far, what is this? Oh, yeah, they're gonna create the original main storyline, by the way. So let me read it. So far, we only mentioned the original main storyline, but this game also features two other types of story. One is an original character story where you can enjoy the interactions between characters. The other is a reminiscence story where you can relieve the excitement of the original manga and anime. In the reminiscence story, characters corresponding to the story's development are already placed in most battles, so you can enjoy it regardless of your own character development status. This is recommended for people who want to take this opportunity to learn more about Kaiju No. 8 or want to experience the work from a game perspective. The battles in the reminiscence story follow the flow of the original manga and anime. This is a re-experience of the scene of the beginning of the story where a white Mina blows away the monster, so only Mina can be organized. You can also check the character details. I mentioned character development status briefly, but of course there is a development element in this game as well. However, it's basically a system that you often see in management type titles, where you use materials to strengthen the character's stats themselves and special materials to increase the performance of skills themselves. Characters are basically obtained through gacha, and I will show you the gacha in a moment, and there are also elements that allow you for special enhancements when you obtain multiple characters, that is dupes, right? It's not a complicated system, so you will get used it really quickly. You'll get used to that quickly. Again, a little bit translations. Okay. Here we have the menu, how it's gonna look like. So when you're on Kaiju No. 8, for example, and then you awaken him and everything else, he'll just look so much cooler. And here's that part. This is the duping system for sure. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 dupes. So he's maxed, and you can see right here. I like the layout of strengthening screen. The overall design is stylish, which is another appeal of the game. Here you can see the shards of the Kaiju No. 8, for example. Growth materials are required through special quests, which are right here. By increasing, I can zoom in furthermore. Yeah, let's go like this. By increasing your special rank, you'll be able to take on higher level quests, increasing the efficiency of material collection. Creating equipment called uniparts is also an element of development. Each time you create it, the ability values are determined randomly, so it's look like it will be a deep end game content that allows you to carefully select what you need. Gacha also gives out weapons to equip characters with. Weapons themselves have a rarity and can be individually strengthened. There are different types of equipment, and each character has their specialty. such as axes for Kikoru and dual swords for Soshiru? Is it possible to equip weapons other than those they're good at? But in that case, the performance will not be fully demonstrated, so it's the best to equip weapons that suit the character as much as possible. Makes perfect sense. In this game, it is also possible to exchange the highest rarity weapon for a specific other equipment of the highest rarity once a month. Even if you get a strong weapon but don't have a character that is good at it, the equipment is designed to not go to waste, so don't worry. Oh, this is a big deal, guys. The gacha performance is a powerful punch from Kaiju number 8. I don't know why you can get characters and equipment this way, but it's cool, so that's fine. Okay, yeah, they probably gave the it's one banner where you can acquire both weapons and the characters. I will show you those pictures in a moment. So we have the same animation, and the animation is looking incredible, bro. I like this type of animation, so I will show you now multiple images. New members and weapons can be obtained through gacha. Both members and weapons can be obtained from the same gacha. Keep that in mind. Now, maybe they're gonna create also like separate weapon banners. I don't know. But definitely we're gonna have the gacha system where we can obtain both members and the weapons. So this is the animation. This is literally the animation. The background changes when a 5-star rarity member or weapon is released. So be sure to pay attention to this when you pull the gacha. So this is the 5-star animation, right? And if we can go here, this is also the 5-star, I mean SSR animation. Is it? Nah, 5-star animation. Okay, my bad. Yeah, 5-star animation right here. Golden animation, boom. This is how it's gonna look like. Now here we have even more images. So first we're gonna click tab to build up the power. Okay, after getting into punching stance. A powerful punch, don't miss the 3-stage punch effect, where punches are displayed from 3 directions. Boom, just like this. Okay, and then here we have a result. During the series of punches, there is so-called confirmed effect that will definitely drop a 5-star member or weapon, so be sure to check it out yourself. And this is that animation right here, guys. Okay? And this is the result. So this is some insane pool with double 5-star character right here, and I can zoom in even furthermore just so you see it in better fashion. But yeah, pulling what 3 5-stars, that's incredible pool right here, and pulling Gen right here. Okay, so just so you see a little bit more of this summoning animation right here. So this is how it's gonna look like. I can zoom this part in furthermore so you can see it better. This animation is looking incredible. I'll take this. The highest rarity characters have a gorgeous effect when released. The ones that have lines playing are great. Oh, you have also lines playing and all of that. That's that. I can't wait to summon. Let's see now the rest of the article. When equipped with a weapon that you're good at, its appearances changes depending on its rarity. Hasegawa's weapon is of course a powered suit, but if it's available through gacha, does that mean there are other characters who wear powered suits? As the story progresses, a completely different game mode called Extreme Expedition is unlocked. We have so much information here. I love it. This is a horizontally screened tower defense-like mode in which you summon units using resources and advance by defeating enemies that appear from the right edge. The Extermination Expedition is set as a game created by Suited. It's like a play within a play, or a game within a game. Okay, and then we have here more images related to that. Again, we're gonna dive in deeper when we're gonna play the game tomorrow. Complete missions to gather resources and use them to summon units that will attack automatically. Okay, so it's like a game in game, like they said. Okay, interesting. This is a fun mode that seems to have absolutely no connection to the storyline, but it's addictive enough to make you want to play it over and over again. It has an element of roguelite, such as unlocking strong units and adding convenient constant activation functions, allowing you to build up strength for the next challenge even if you fail. so it's fun to steadily progress. I think I'll find myself playing it while traveling on the train. You can use items you get after the game to permanently strengthen your characters. It's fun to watch. Okay. When the expedition is unlocked, a feature will also be unlocked that allows you to stockpile stamina and other resources just by leaving it alone. Stamina is consumed in quests to collect training materials, so it's great that it accumulates just by leaving it alone. Oh, that's perfect. I'll take this. Do we have a lot more? Oh, a few more things. Okay. So we learned a lot from this, guys. Let's get real. A lot. After that, I continued to go extermination expeditions, strengthen my characters, and while I played around with various things, my early play of Kaiju No. 8, the game, came to an end. I only played for about 3 hours, but I got the impression that it had a unique concept that was characteristic of Kaiju No. 8, while also neatly putting together a system that anyone could play. It looks like it can be enjoyed both as a character game and a deep game. Okay, early and end game. I like how the enemy monsters are huge. This is the boss normal attack, but just this image alone creates an overwhelming sense of despair. During the battle, there is a scene where the characters run towards the enemy. I like the defense force feel on the scene. Okay, we have some conversations here, messages. However, there are some concerns. One that particularly bothered me was the aforementioned resistance system. The system, that also, this part is also a little bit annoying. The system requires that you attack enemies with an attribute that corresponds to their resistance, which means that you can't expose a nuke unless you have characters with specific attributes in your team. Okay, so I believe it will be really, really important in this game to have those different typings, to have all the typings, so you can adjust to every battle. Okay, this seems like an area that will have a big impact on the characters each player has. So it will be interesting to see how it will be adjusted. You can enjoy the dialogue between characters, the original storyline, or just admire your favorite character. Kaiju No. 8, the game, is a simple yet versatile title, packed with a variety of gameplay options. The release date tomorrow, guys. Okay, and then we have a few more images. So, hopefully you did enjoy this video. We covered literally everything. Everything what you should know before the actual launch, the combat system, how to develop your characters, how everything works, summoning animation. I'm pretty hyped. I'm now even more hyped, and I can't wait for tomorrow. Okay, guys, so don't forget to pre-download the game and be ready. Thank you for all support. One more time, check out my description below and pinned comment. Massive shout out to Kaku for sharing all of this godly information. We're gonna end the video here. Thank you and bye.